one of the veterans gave the battle cry about what this is all about, because these are military men, and he said, we're going to take that hill, and we are in November.
My dad and his brother served in World War II. My three brothers served in the Marine Corps. They were sergeants, and they thought sergeants ran the Marine Corps. And my great-grandfather was in the Civil War on the right side, and his grandfather was in the Revolutionary War. And they called me unpatriotic. And VetPAC has been here to help straighten this out. It's really gratifying to me to see 51 veterans from the different wars fighting to take back the honor and patriotism that they deserve.
Well, VetPAC is a group who stands second to none in their support of the country, support of the men and women and their families who wear the uniform, and those who have worn the uniform in the past and have now taken it off. We stood silently when, in the last election, a group of people chose to castigate and cheapen the Purple Heart. We stand up and we hold them accountable. That's the purpose of VetPAC, and that's why we're here. Let the word go forth. Watch out. Never again will we be quiet.
It's an irony that we once had a great administration that calmly reassured us that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And today they have been replaced by an administration with nothing to offer us but fear itself.
It's time for a higher standard of leadership. It's time for real integrity. And it's time to look the American people in the eye and tell them that there is a new group of Americans standing up to receive the torch of leadership, a torch that will light the way forward at home and abroad to provide real security to every family, every community, every congressional district, and this nation at large. And with a solid faith in God and a full understanding of the importance of a unified nation, we will take back the Congress of the United States of America and return it to the people of this country. Those of us who stood and wore the uniform, and now today under the leadership of great Americans like Congressman Murtha, will no longer tolerate the personal swift boat attacks that allow the opposition not to address fundamental failures in the policies that are destroying this nation overseas and here at home. It's time for a higher standard of leadership.
Some of you mentioned swift boating and this sort of thing, and unfortunately, even though it may have been despicable to some people, it worked in the 2004 election, according to some people. What are you all going to do differently that John Kerry didn't do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I wear the Purple Heart. My left leg is amputated above the knee. I fought for this country. I bled for this country. I nearly died for this country. Who are these weasels, these snakes in the grass, these pieces of deceit and deception and lies, to come around and challenge the merits of my Purple Heart? As was mentioned earlier, every single Purple Heart was besmirched by that attack. Congressman Murtha wears proudly the Purple Heart. What difference does it make where your Purple Heart comes from? A nick in the hand, a nick to your carotid artery kills you. Who's going to discriminate between wounds? These people are despicable. They border on the obscene. And I'll tell you, that's what I'm going to say to these folks. I get angry about this. My friends have died in Vietnam. We have people getting wounded and killed in Iraq today. Who's going to attack them 20 or 30 years from now? The Purple Heart is something that people get because they put their life on the line for this country. It matters not whether it's a broken toenail or a slug to the brain. You are equally wounded, and you have served this country proudly and well. And we have to honor all Americans who have served and all Americans who have been wounded.